Hello, darlings. Welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. In this episode, I want to talk about co-parenting with the narcissist, if it's even at all possible. Before I start, though, if you like my videos, please like them, subscribe to the channel, and also help me grow the channel by sharing. Would be much appreciated. I've got some notes. It's late. I'm tired. Okay. So look, first off, you need to ask yourself, well, hang on. Maybe I'll start at the other end. First off, co-parenting with a narcissist is never, ever going to be easy, purely because of the nature of their disorder. You know, we're talking about people who just aren't well. They're pathologically envious and disordered, right? So having a relationship with them at the best of times, when you guys were having awesome sex and life was fun, that was really hard. So imagine now when you're not having sex, not getting to do all the things that lovers do to make up when they're having problems and quarrels, whatever. Now that you're separated and money's an issue and the kids are an issue and this is an issue and that's an issue. So the relationship is going to be really, really hard. If you do it, you have to grey rock it. Absolutely minimal contact, because the reality is this. They will use the situation to have control and to play games. So just basic things like, late pickups, doing no shows, not turning up. So you're literally standing or sitting at, on the side of the road or at McDonald's or wherever you guys do your, exchanges, with a sobbing child because dad's forgotten. And I know there are a lot of deadbeat dads out there, but narcissists do this stuff on purpose because they're in a bad mood, so they want to ruin your day. Because they woke up late and they thought, they'd prefer to go and find a new supply than have to deal with the child and on the move for the kids. So who cares? They don't care if the child's crying. You're the one who's going to have to deal with that. It's a double whammy bonus for them, because it's like, they get to do whatever they want whenever they want, and it upsets you too. So yay, win-win for them. As I said, there's always control issues. So things like, the holidays, who gets what and who for when, who's going to pay, who's going to drive, do the drop up, do the pick up. Always that gives narcissists a reason to talk to you, a reason to exchange, communicate, energy. They're getting supply, you're getting nowhere. Often these blokes don't pay maintenance, so you're expected to still give them access to the kids, but they don't pay any money, and they're wasting money on the new supply or drugs or whatever it is that they're spending money on. And then there's also just things like, they don't care about the kind of really, fundamental things that the rest of us care about. They don't care about children and childhood. They don't care if they rewrite history to the child. If they just create a whole lot of lies and say it enough until the child believes it. They don't care if that damages the child's head. They don't care if they tell lies about the mum. They don't care if they if whatever they're doing impacts upon the child. So that, by giving them access to the child, you're actually allowing them to damage your child. I think that this is one particular instance where, if you know that your partner or ex-partner is a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath, if you know the kind of person they are, why would you think that a child would be safe with them? You've just got to ask yourself, really, is the child actually going to be safe with them? I mean, I would suggest actually writing down a list of the other parent's traits as a person. Write them down. Put it on paper. I wrote down a few. Dishonest, manipulative, violent, disloyal. I mean, I could go on, but I'm not going to. You get the gist. So why the hell would I want my child to be around that without me there to protect them, without me there to, kind of act as an emotional shield like I used to when we were all in the house together? I wouldn't want to put my child through that. So yeah, ask yourself this. Do you really think that your child's safe there? Do you really think that that's a good role model for your child? I mean, think about how a narc views the world, even just their worldview. Even just putting that into a child's mind is so dangerous. As I said, if you know that they are a narc, psychopath, or sociopath, you may really want to consider going to battle. I mean, some things are not worth battling over, but some things are. And I think that the safety of your child is worth it. I mean, you might not win the battle. So obviously, any battle you go into, you have to go in knowing that there's a 50-50 chance, win or lose. But you at least have to put in the effort and energy to protect your child. Okay, because it sends a really clear signal that you're not saying it is okay. Because, if you just go, oh, well, I'm not going to, he has to, he's got rights and he's a dad and he's got father rights or whatever. If you just kind of send them off and don't fight it out in court or don't fight, what it says to your child is, mum thinks I'm safe with dad. Because why else would mum send me anywhere? She didn't think I was safe. She wouldn't send me. So therefore, dad must be okay. So therefore, the child is relaxed, is absorbing all the bullshit, is being damaged. At the very worst, even if a judge was to order weekend access or whatever, the fact that you have put it on record that you are opposed to it at least signals to the child that you don't feel okay about him or her having to go with dad. And that allows you to then talk to the child. So when they come home from weekends with dad, it allows you to have open communication with them so that they can debrief with you and actually talk about what went on. They don't have to, they don't have to take on all that shit and just think that it's them, that they're feeling weird, so that must be them. They've got to realize that it's not them. They're healthy. It's their dad or their mum or whoever the narcissist is. Another thing just quickly also is that narcs don't care about age appropriateness. So things like, letting them watch R-rated movies, letting them listen to, heavy rap metal or heavy metal. Did I say heavy rap metal? What I meant was heavy rap music or heavy metal. Both awesome types of music, don't get me wrong. I'm not approved by any stretch of the imagination, especially when it comes to my music. However, I know what is age appropriate, and narcs don't. So they let their children watch R-rated stuff. They don't think twice about having sex in front of their children, or exposing them to just adult behavior, using drugs, drunken behavior, just inappropriate stuff that when you were around they wouldn't have done, because they know that you wouldn't have put up with it. But with you not around, and they've gravitated towards, kind of lower or lesser life forms, as narcs do, who all kind of think the same thing. They just don't really care about children as much as everyone else does. So, you just don't want that to happen. So, as I said, this is one thing I think that is well and truly worth fighting for. And one last thing to remember is that narcissists will use their children as weapons. So they will extract information from the child. So, oh, how's mum? What's mum been up to? How's mum's new boyfriend? Oh, she's broken up with the boyfriend. Oh, she got a new boyfriend yet? Oh, what's he like? Wow, look how much information they just managed to extract in one conversation. Because children are children, they don't realise that's, that their conversations are being led. They're just thinking, oh, yay, Dad wants to talk to me. Not realising that they're giving all this information and that they're being led down the garden path and that every question is a loaded one. So they do that. Every time the child has a problem with you or a fight with you, best believe that the narcissist is going to be saying, oh, mummy did that, did she? Oh, that is so mean. Well, you can always come and live with me anytime, sweetheart. If mum's like that, you can come and live with me. Right? So, and as I said, any communication that you have, so if you have to do exchanges, if you have to do this stuff, you have to take it right back, as I said, to grey rock or no contact if you can, because otherwise every single exchange is a way of them finding out. And this is the stuff they're looking for. What car are you driving? Who have you got in your car? What you look like that day? Right? They make little mental notes about all these things. Oh, there's someone sitting in her car. And they'll ask, oh, is that mum's new friend in the car? Ah, dear. And as I said, little kids, they've got no idea. They don't realise. But the thing is, with the narcs, everything's sinister as well. So every friend you have in their mind just means that you're a dirty slut who's picked up another bloke. But it quite literally, it could be someone you've met at church. Someone, or who's your neighbor or whatever. It doesn't even matter. But the point is, the way the narcissist views everything, about you, remember, they're projecting, right? So you're a dirty slut. And as I said, at the interchange, they get to see all of that. They get to communicate with you, and they will take advantage of it. They'll ask you questions about what you're doing, what's going on, they make observations, and they are basically getting fuel. And we don't want to fuel the narcs. Okay, it's like, don't feed the trolls, don't fuel the narcs. All right, darlings, I think I'm going to end it up here. Just, as I said, just please really think about it, because I don't think co-parenting with a narcissist is ever going to work over any kind of period of time. You might manage to do it for 6 months, 12 months, but mark my words, one of the key factors on whether or not that'll even work is whether or not they have new supply. When they have new supply, if she wants to get herself involved and triangulated, that will either make it really messy or really hard, or you'll have your kids coming home going, oh, my new mummy, Sarah said I can call her mum. Sarah said when I'm older, I can come and live with her. These are the kinds of things that you have to think about. Because narcissists have no problem going from one woman to the next, and each and every one of those silly bimbos is going to say the same kind of crap to your child. Oh, you can call me mum. And I don't know about you, but I feel like there is only one person who deserves the title of mum, and that is the person who is actually being the mum. Okay? Screwing daddy does not make you mum. Okay? So, as I said, bear in mind, it could get really, really ugly. You could have new mummies every 6 months during your child's life. Think about these things. Make a decision and then follow through. For me, my situation is very tenuous at best. In actual fact, I would say my next is about a bee's dick away from never seeing his child again, never hearing from his child again, or having to go to court and then never seeing his child again. So, each and every one of our situations is different, but they are all the same. And they are the same because narcissists are all the same. Variations on the same theme, but nevertheless, the same underlying currents, the same underlying themes. And as I said, I value my child or my children more than anything on this earth. So if he wasn't good enough for me, he's certainly not good enough for them. So anyhow, I'm going to leave that thought with you. And yeah, best of luck, darlings. Talk to you soon. Bye.